Thank you all so much for tuning in with us today, and welcome to Chatty
Chatty
Catties.
Catties.
I first want to give a special thank you to our sponsors. My first thank you goes to the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in downtown Chicago. They have the best breakfast buffet, and they also have a delicious lunch menu. And then our second thank you is to Cornucopia Productions. They are the newest wave of cinematography. And my last thank you is also to my dad. Thanks, Dad, for also sponsoring today's show. I am so excited because we have a very special guest with us here today, and I know this person very well. He is my husband, Geronimo Speaks, who is the CEO, and he's also the organizer and founder of his organization called Solace Coalition. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What's up? Let's get it.
I know I'm not going right.
Awesome. So let's get right to it now. I have a question, and this question goes to the men and women. Now, how long do you think a person should be with their mate before he or she puts a ring on it?
Good question.
I got an answer.
What do you?
I don't think there's no rush. I don't think there's a time limit. I think first of all, it's what's right for you. So I'm gonna speak from my opinion. So no rush. You know, what's right for that particular relationship. But for me, I understand that a grown man knows what he wants, and he will string along something that's, beneficial to him if you allow him to. Now, for me, if we haven't made any commitments in that 2-year point, I don't know how serious I'm gonna be able to take you.
But see, that's what I'm
after
saying.
that.
Like, there are some women who's been with their mate for 10 plus years.
I know people who are together right now.
And
years.
you can act like you're married, but you're not married.
Or that people don't believe in marriage. So there's a lot of things. But my thing is, if you believe in marriage and that's something you desire, why? My thing is, I'm serious. I've talked to males. I've talked to people who are married, counselors, and they feel the same way. I feel that a man knows what he wants, and you're probably not what he wants.
Nah,
and you're convenient.
How you gonna give a time limit on that? Like, you can't say 2 years.
Because
I said for me. I said for me.
Like but sometimes men ain't mature enough. They know what they want.
I said grown.
They're not mature. I mean,
You can be grown.
I'm sorry, mature man knows
but
what he wants.
so you invested 2 years into this man, and so because anybody you with, you're supposed to sow seeds into.
Agree.
So you sow seeds into this man for 2 years, but he just ain't quite blossomed yet. You're like, I'm done. So all your time and hard work,
But
you
that's
just
why
gonna
I'm
walk
single,
away.
because I'm not dating a boy or a man boy. What's the new man baby? Whatever the new term is. You have to be fully grown. You don't have to be all together and perfect and rich and all. No, but I'm gonna need me and you to be on the same head in the same headspace.
Well, growth, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet, but if you trying to grow, I'm trying to grow, let's grow together. And so we may not be growing in the same area, so you may need to grow financially, and I may need to grow mentally. So I may have my finances in order, so I'm investing to you, and you invest in me. Now, it may take you longer, or it may take me longer, but it shouldn't be a date on it of, okay, well, personally, I feel like it's 2 years. Like, no.
But at the same time, a woman is not going to wait. I mean, well, I'll speak on myself. I'm not the type to wait forever. If we can,
Well, you
let alone if
technically,
we
you
live,
waited a long time,
I
though.
didn't wait that long.
Yeah,
No.
you waited like,
I did not wait that long.
we was together for like 6 years before I proposed to you. You know what I mean?
We were together for 6 years.
That was about that long time.
And it was to the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to keep going on and acting like, because we were living together. And if we're able to live in the same household, act like we're married, I'm doing things that a wife would do for a husband, and you doing things that a husband would do for his wife. And we're living together. At that point, to me, it was just like, this is not even, it's not feeling right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to wait 10 plus years for a man to propose. Because that to me, he's not going to propose to you at that point.
It depends on the couple. It depends on the people that are cohabitating or developing a relationship. My husband and I were together 5 years before we actually got married. And he proposed to me about 2 years in, but then we decided it wasn't the right time. So we waited another 3 years before we actually got married. And that's just what worked for us. But I think women, I think we have a tendency sometimes to set limits on things, and then that kind of sabotages everything in itself. I don't think there is a timeline. I really don't. I think it just whatever works for you, because you're supposed to be building. And if you set that expectation at the beginning, like I am dating with the intention to marry from the jump, then they should know that. Right. And if it doesn't work for them,
but that's usually
then
on the woman's
but
part.
that's
like,
but it's not even just the woman's part.
No, I'm saying that's you. I know what you're saying. That's usually like the woman be like, I'm dating to me. But men be in a situation.
That's what I'm saying. You know that I mean? I don't think it's male or female, because I'm not ring chasing. It's not give me a ring. No, it's commit to.
You got time
exactly. I'm going somewhere. Are you going there with me? Or if not, get out my, you know what I mean, move.
That's the whole point of dating, though.
Exactly.
It's
for us to build together.
See if you're
and so that's my
material.
thing. I basically, okay, let's be honest. Now, how I describe it is, hey, there was a time where, I was window shopping. Wasn't looking to buy anything. You know what I mean? But if I'm trying it on, I want to buy it. So when I enter in a relationship with you and I start investing time, I start investing into you, your dreams, I am looking, like you said, we start with the end in mind, like, hey, I am at the point in my life where I'm looking for my my comrade. I'm looking for someone to fight alongside of me. I'm looking for someone to build alongside of me. I'm not looking to play games. And I've met people, and I love us. Be like, man, I'm just out here. And that's okay.
Say that.
And if you deal with them, that's your business. And they still out here 10 years later.
I mean, but I'm saying it could change though.
But now you can't hassle him. I can't tell you 2 years after you told me you just out here like, man, I'm just going with the flow. Then that's my, now I have to change what I think. But I'm just saying, if we haven't, that's just like, I don't believe everything's gonna be just glitz and gold. But I've met people who like, yo, my downfalls are my not so, like, I jump to conclusions quick, right? I read in between lines. If you're somebody who that enrages you, we're not a good, fit. And that's something you find out over these 2 years that I'm talking about. I see people in toxic relationships for long periods of time where it's like, I seen that was toxic around the corner. My thing is, you will go ups and downs. You'll fall in and out of love. But I'm sorry, baby, if you started toxic, where did you think you was going to keep sucking all of this? It's only so much.
I feel like...
What foundation? There you go. The building of the foundation.
If me and Candy would have got married like 1 week before, we wouldn't have made it. Right. Like, because I feel like we got married...
What do you mean 1 week?
Like, I'm saying, like, we got married when we were supposed to get married.
Right.
Because I feel like we was together... When Candy met me, I was hanging with a group of guys...
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. The only reason I think we got married in that time frame is because I gave an ultimatum.
I'm talking about when we got married. I got married. You didn't give an ultimatum. You said, I'm not going to wait forever. Right. And then that made me assess the situation and say, she ain't going to wait forever. Should I marry her? Why should I be with her, or why shouldn't I be with her? Right. And at the end of the day, I couldn't see myself without
she was if I didn't,
and that's what worked for you. When I started, we weren't trying. Right. We were just dating. Yeah. It was like, let's hang out, let's have fun. I wasn't intending to do anything more than that.
Well, when we first met each other, like, if we would have got married before when we got married, like, I was wild. I used to hang out with a group of guys. I wasn't ready mentally.
Right.
When I first met her, she was about to graduate from college. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was still hanging out on my porch, on my block. Like,
when you became a man, you knew you had a woman and
exactly.
you married her.
And if she would have pressured me into marrying her, I probably would have did it.
But what was my key word?
A man
knows what he wants. A man. I'm telling you,
her setting the expectation is not the same as her saying, marry me, marry me, marry me. Her just saying, this is what I want. So if we get past this point, this is probably where I'm going to be aiming towards. And at my 2-year point,
and I'm just like, well, I don't really know what we're doing, but I can tell you that, I'm starting to question what I'm doing here.
Patience will get you to go.
It can work both ways. I was somebody, I got married fast. And once we got married, all the, excitement of it was cool. But once it kind of died down, then we realized that we didn't do and see things the same way. And there were certain things that, no, I'm not compromising on. So if that means we need to undo what we did, then I'm okay with that. Everybody's not the same. As you said, Candy was graduating out of college when y'all got together. If he wasn't there, she would have to wait till he get there, because she might be on a different level, maybe on the intellectual side, knowing where you're going as far as career, you're in school. He may still be trying to figure out his life. If they try to force a marriage, it's not gonna work because he's not ready. And even if he did, I don't wanna lose her, I'm gonna marry her, but those same problems are still gonna surface.
See, the same thing too, like a man doesn't have to ever get married. They're okay with just being with you, dating with you. They don't have to ever
want to get.
I'm sorry. You know what? Some men are okay with just. They don't have to ever get married.
There's women that don't want to get married.
They don't. I think it's
I was in the marriage type at one point in time in my life.
A man is okay with being married.
No, I don't think it's that men don't want to get married. I think that they see marriage differently than we do. We see marriage as, like, my parents have been together.
I know men right now waiting for their wives, or looking for their wives.
I know a man sitting right here, I could.
Well, hold on, can I
We're sorry, this don't happen often.
Let me talk into what she said. The key thing that we said that we kind of skipped over is, like she said, when her and her now husband of umpteenth years started, it was dating. It was nothing serious. So I'm speaking of my 2 years of, we started with, hey, I'm looking for a mate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking. There was a time where I was just like, I'm not looking for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just cool.
And that's what you're supposed to do while you're courting.
So it's where you started.
Keep going still.
Yeah,
well, I mean, while you're dating, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Where you started,
so
they started.
Yeah. So can I say, like, the process, like, and I ain't speaking for all.
You can't start. You don't start a 400 sprinting. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I'm gonna say this is really the process of, like, where I was at. Like, it's from me, I was a youth. I was a young man when she first met me, and I'm fully mature, so I need to put that disclaimer. So when I first met Candy, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be honest. My first thing was like, I'm gonna try to sleep with her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because that's what a man does.
Try to sleep with her, right? The norm. So she, her, everything about her, it was like tolerable because I hadn't slept with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I was like, yeah, she did stuff, and I was like, whatever. I'm trying to get some sex. Like, you know what I mean? And then after we finally slept together, then I was like, oh, I could still talk to her. She a pretty cool girl. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so then I was like, all right, cool, we gonna kick it. And then we kicked it and we hung out. And then she brought up, well, I want to move out. I want to move out. I want to move in together. And then she met. Happen that fast.
Right, no, but he means
I'm just going through the process of my and then I was like, you know, the ignorance I was involved in was pretty cool. So I was like, well, and then she made me a bunch of promises if I moved out. They was like a week. They last like a week. It didn't really last that long. But
hey, you got your ring.
It's getting in trouble.
No, that's what happened. Much. You told me a bunch of stuff. So, but okay. I digress.
Well, you said it.
So then, but even though everything she said was gonna be in my favor, didn't necessarily happen.
I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily happen. I saw her quickly turn this house into a home. And then I was like, oh, I could come home and there's food on the table, and she keep the house very clean, and I can and she give me my peace when I need it.
Very clean.
Okay, I'm comfortable here.
Right.
So I'm gonna stay here. And then we was comfortable for years. And then she started saying, girl ain't gonna wait forever. Girl ain't gonna wait forever.
And
girl ain't gonna wait forever.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, she ain't gonna wait forever. Like, but could I, like, where I'm at right now, can I deal with that forever? Like her flaws, her good things, her qualities, her conversation, everything she got, could I deal with forever? But the bigger question that came up was, can I deal with it forever, was, can I go without her forever? Right. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Right. And then I was like, oh, well, then it's a no-brainer. Right. So marriage was not on my forefront. It was, the idea of it was introduced to me of, well, you say that you can't live without her. Well, if you put a label on you can't live without her, it's called marriage. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was like, oh, I should be married. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm married mentally. You know what I mean? Right. And so
And what you
That makes
did was
sense, though.
nothing wrong. You guys dated. Y'all moved in. So y'all kind of got accustomed to living with each other because everybody can't work together. Everybody has their flaws. If you're a very neat person, I'm neat. Somebody that's junky, we're gonna have some problems because I don't like cleaning up behind you. But I can pick up, but there's certain things I'm gonna need you to do because if you know that like I don't like, I make my bed every morning. My dad yelled at us as a kid to make our bed. So I make my bed every morning. When you get out my bed, I want you to make my bed. You ain't gotta be like mine, but it needs to be made. Certain things, you nitpick it. That might be a problem for a guy who like, I don't do it, I can't do it. That's something that bothers me.
No
That's what you do.
But it's one of the things you have to know
that
that
point,
compromise.
though. You should
But
do
those
it.
are discussions. And
Right. That's
that's
what
what
I'm
people.
saying.
This is what
People
don't
don't do
get,
that.
Who are so fed up with being single. Is that now? I'm clearly a handful. To me, to deal with me, okay? To deal with myself.
Glad everybody noticed.
It's cool. Like
Right.
but I come with a lot, but I am a lot. I'm a go-getter. Like I have
That's
a lot
true.
of great stuff.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? I am intelligent. Like I love my people. I love Jesus. So it's a lot on both sides. But my point is, you make two into one, and you ain't even dealt with your mess, and you putting other people's mess in there. I'm sorry, boo. You think you just gonna get somebody to cuddle with or give you head, whatever. Candy is like, I'm going to kill her. So, whatever, because, we all have that, somebody kick it with. Whatever your case is of having a relationship, when you don't understand, you're taking their attributes as well as their downfalls. Mr. I don't make the bed. I'm also a neat freak. You know what I mean? Oh, to the umpteenth power. But I do understand, however, I have cohabitated. I do understand that I'm going to pick his socks up and his clothes off the bathroom floor. And I'm not going to let it bother me to the umpteenth power because I am. I got an OCD.
She lets it bother her.
Let me say that.
I live with the man.
Let me explain
her.
this. Okay, I don't
play
do
both.
well.
I get
I
it.
don't do well with filth.
But I'm not
My
your
house-
slave.
Right.
It ain't filthy. It's just
No.
a little messiness.
My house has to stay clean.
I
don't do good
She be
with
bugging.
filth.
Look.
I am
listen,
the clean one.
She's very clean.
He's a little bit more on the junkie.
Now, that's something we
side.
kind
But
of
it's
expect, but I
not.
see it
And
reversed too.
I don't. It bothers
ain't- yeah.
me. It drives me insane.
And I feel like she tripping.
She has such an OCD. It's okay, I have that.
But-
No, I don't have
No, she
OCD.
just like it
I just
Raise
like
your
a
hand if you
clean-
want a clean woman.
I just like a clean house.
No, this is what I think about that. Look, I understand she's very clean. Clean. Like it ain't, our house is never dirty.
Right.
It
It
just,
can
it can be messy. It can be
It's
clothes.
messy.
It can be my jeans here, my Timberlands here, stuff like that. It ain't like it's just, it's served
Straight
on
on
the
I'm with
floor.
her.
It's served
I
on the
don't
floor.
play the clean up because I have company at the door. I like a clean
no,
house.
she just-
you
you
can
there.
walk in my crib and it's always presentable.
Well, y'all been to my house. So
I don't,
she,
you know what I mean?
okay, and that's cool.
People give you minutes. Like,
That's
do you want me to
cool.
wait outside till I come
But
in?
my
Like, you
thing
can
is
It
come
should
in my
automatically
house.
be the way that it is. It should
But
automatically be
I feel like she should understand this. I work 10 hours a day. When I get up, I go home and I sleep. I may get up and get something to eat, and then I lay back down, and then I get up and I get ready for work. I'm not getting up to go do the dishes. I'm not getting up to make up the bed. I'm getting up to go to work. Now, because I work 10 hours a day, I have money. Because I have money, and she does what she does, I say, hey, babes, you're a pretty great wife. Go take this $300 and get your hair done
I
and get
earned
your
it,
clothes
though.
So
done.
that means she should pick up your shop.
So she earned it. So don't complain. It's a fair trade. You earned that.
Okay,
boom,
but wait.
And that's how
You
it is.
can help now. My thing is, outside of what it may look like, I
about
do
to
believe
start
in the
something.
homemaker.
I feel like you take care of your wife. You take care of your wife, and she take care of
So
you.
that's because you take care of me.
Being
That
the
means
person
it's
doing the
okay to
cleaning.
have a junky house.
I feel like
That is still not okay.
I feel like
No, I don't think you
I
should
get-
just
no.
expect
Not
her to
okay.
pick
You
up
should put
your
effort
stinky
into it.
underwear.
Effort.
You could
Effort.
some days pick up your underwear.
Effort.
Okay,
I do.
Get,
I do.
I get what he's
No,
saying.
you don't,
If
babes.
he's gone he works 10 hours, so I don't know how long it takes you to get to work. So say an hour. So an hour there, an hour back.
But
That's
Candy
12.
works also.
Okay, no,
Right.
and I get it because I watch my mom. My dad's not the neatest person. My mom likes her house neat. He's gone majority of the day, so even if you get home a couple hours before him, you got that couple hours. The time it takes to complain about, oh, he done left this stuff, it's like 5 seconds to pick it up. Because he come in, men don't do the same thing. They come in, they like program, they kick their stuff off. sit down.
I can't
like,
sit down
grab a
before I
bite to
clean
eat.
up.
See,
But
It's
even
been
but
times
no,
when
but
I
see, this
came
is the
home
difference.
straight
I
through the
promise you,
door
as a
from work,
kid,
I ain't
Come
changed
in
my
your house
clothes.
and your
you
house
probably
is
were
messy.
neat.
And I'm
Before I sit
really
down on your
like,
couch,
as a
I'm probably
kid.
going to
Can
the
I just talk?
subject.
Can I
Okay,
just-
finish.
I done came home, and this is multiple times. I've came home, said, okay, at 12:30 at night, because I get off at 12:30, took out food, cooked the food, packed her lunch for the morning, went in there while she was asleep, took off her socks, massaged her feet while I looked at a 3-hour movie, then gave her a back rub, rubbed through her hair till like 4 a.m. in the morning, fell asleep, then came back and did it the next day. I appreciate her.
Right.
Now,
You know
my
what I'm
question is,
But
now
that's
to the
that
subject.
reciprocal,
Now to the
you know,
subject.
it's just-
effort.
yeah, exactly.
That's that reciprocal effort.
But then
that
she'll
people-
curse me out about leaving my shoes
Because you're not
out.
making
You know what I'm
effort.
saying?
But at the same
Okay,
time,
let me ask
if
you
you
this,
know
Candy,
that's her
as the
thing,
wife.
But
if
hold
you,
on, before we
I
go
feel like-
everywhere, but to subject, it sounds like we're saying time is something that you get to know these things, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Because
she-
it was how long to get married. This is stuff you found out.
She knew that
you
when
get
she
married.
came.
What if you don't
She
believe
came over my
in-
house when we first started
Exactly.
dating,
What if you don't believe
and
in
it
living
was
with
clothes
each other
everywhere. So she knew.
before you're married? But I think there's still inclinations.
I
Like
think
if
you
I
should-
come to
I
your
think you
house
should.
and
Exactly.
you're nasty, I know you're nasty.
Before I even
like,
move
you know,
in with
it's like
you.
a conversation came up like,
I
well,
ain't
if
moving
a
in.
woman doesn't cook and clean, you know, if a woman doesn't act like a wife before she's married, how will you know? Now, you know I'm clean because my crib clean. Me come to your house and clean your house every day, courting you, doesn't show you that I'm any more cleaner than when you came to my house. And every time you come to my house, my clothes are washed, my dishes are washed, my kids are
So
clean.
if I do that while we're courting, then when we get together and we cohabitating, I can't be mad because I cleaned your
Grandma
house while we
said,
were recording.
Why would he bat a cow?
And she
I ain't
did that.
saying that that's y'all example. Don't even.
Candy's like, what?
She did
I'm
that.
not- I'm not saying that that's
when
y'all
I-
example.
When I
Ain't
first
nothing wrong
met,
with
when
that.
I
You
first,
At
when
the
I
same
first met
time,
Candy,
though,
and I was
Jay.
living with my mama when I
crazy,
first
me
met
and them.
Candy,
I
and when we
think
was
them, they
kids,
loud.
she used to come over my house, and I'd be like, hey, you think you could clean up my room for me? And she would clean it up. And I'm
But
like, thank you. And then the next day,
But not on a regular basis. I'll wash your clothes.
It was on a regular.
I wash them. You like
But you
that,
know what,
though?
Candy?
I bring
I'm
my
not gonna
clothes
knock you
outside.
for doing that because I
But
used to
I'm
do
not gonna
that.
wash your clothes
I don't
out
have a
every
problem.
day.
If I like your house neat, I'm in your room. I can't, you know, my ex used to have all this stuff all over the dresser. Oh my God, it used to drive me crazy. So I made it neat. This go here, because I want to be able to come and sit something on the dresser. I don't want to, is this your business? It's your insurance policy. All your stuff is piled.
My room is
that
like a
bothers
tornado
me.
hit my
So
room.
if me cleaning it to help you straighten it up, then I'm willing to do that. But I also kept a clean room as a kid. You know, you probably kept a clean room as a kid. Same thing. I
And so
think
you know what?
some of
Actually,
these
I didn't.
things-
I was junky living with my mom. I
was
was
neat.
junky. My mother stayed on
Oh,
me
right.
about keeping my room clean. I used to hate it so much.
I
But now that
definitely
I'm
told my
older,
son.
It's
I
important,
appreciate it.
right.
I was junky. My room always stayed a mess.
I'm
My mother
just saying.
always stayed on me about keeping my room clean. And back then, like I said, I hated it so much.
Right.
Now that I'm older, I have to have a clean house.
Right.
And I think part of that is knowing what is important to your mate.
But
if you
she
know
doing a lot of
that
other stuff, too.
she
Right.
gets on 10 when she doesn't like stuff clean, you have to put more
Right.
effort. Less effort into rubbing her feet and more effort into
But that's
kicking them
common.
pants
You're
up.
right.
That's
That's exactly what I'll
something
do.
that, you know, I think
gonna
it's
put
Even
them
though
on
them
my
foot
foot.
rubs be the business.
if you can,
But
if
what are
it's
you guys
something you
talking
can
about
live
is the
with.
question. That's something that comes up is like, I am a
While
neat
you're
freak, honey.
communicating,
But
yeah.
You know what,
That's
ladies?
20th
We
power.
can definitely like
Keep going on.
talk about this all day, literally all day. But I really want to get to our entertainer who's going to perform for us in like a minute or so. You ready to perform for?
That's cool.
He's feeling bad about this.
We yelled at him. We yelled at him enough. Now he
I
don't
know,
want
right? He's
to.
working. He's involved in a lot, and again, his shortfall is on cleaning up because he makes up for it with the work and his performing and everything else that he's building.
And money.
It's worth it.
So tell us
I
a
give
little
her
bit
money.
about
Yeah,
what you're
that's
gonna do
always
for
a
us.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's always a great.
Give her money.
Are you gonna
Tell us
you
about
gonna
what
dance?
you're gonna do. What you're gonna do for us. What do you do?
I'm a
I think he
smoke.
sings, y'all. He dances.
I'm a spoken word artist. I do poetry. I'm gonna do a piece called 80s and 20s.
I love
and
it.
we gonna rock, man.
How did you get the name Geronimo?
I got the name Geronimo. My real name is Gerard, and I'm from the projects. The projects go all the way up to the 22nd floor. So people used to be on the porch, like they're like Gerard, like when I'll be like on a different floor or on the bottom floor, and then eventually they're just like Geronimo. So they started calling me Geronimo, and that was like my little hood name. And then when I got older, I thought it was Indian Chief Geronimo, but then I found out about Geronimo Pratt, the Black Panthers. So, and then I was like, hey, this name means something, and I've kept it through my whole life.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Awesome.
See, I didn't know they had 27 flows in the project.
It was 22.
I was
It was 22.
I
Yeah.
lived in the project, so I know that. I'm like,
So why don't you tell everybody about your organization that you have, Solace Coalition? How did you get
Solace
that?
Coalition, yeah, it means solace means a place of peace in the midst of turmoil. I was I grew up in a lot of high crime neighborhoods, poverty stricken, drugs, gang violence, things of that nature, and I was on both sides of the coin as far as crime has been done to me, and I've done crime to others. And so I look on the news and I see all this negative, all this negativity, all these stereotypes about the urban community. And so basically I created an open mic. And the open mic was called Solace because my open mic was literally a place of peace in the midst of turmoil, meaning Chicago is in turmoil. And I wanted to bring a place of peace. And then eventually I wanted to put people that represented that peace in the midst of turmoil, hence Solace Coalition.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, so coming before you guys is a man who is a great poet. He is the CEO of his organization, Solace Coalition.
Solace Soul.
He is also a very talented musician, and he is my husband. So I present to some and introduce to others, none other than Geronimo.
Packers, Vikings, Packers, Vikings, Vikings.
Red state, blue state, vegan,
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
downtown,
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Can I talk to y'all ladies for a minute? See, it's 5 percentages that make up a relationship. 20% to sexual passions, 20% to conversational attractions, 20% to the whole cooking satisfaction, 20% to the whole cleaning action, and 20% to financial fractions. In a real relationship with a real man and a real woman, usually 4 out of that 5 is applied. The other 20% is left to be desired, which gives a feeling to be more appealing, more tempting, like that other 20% of how your life more fulfilling. On dummy, we as fellas go get these 20s. Cute face, thick waist, but can't cook, clean, Converse to get money. It's funny. Some of y'all got 80s at home right now, but riding around with a 20. On the passenger side of that same ride, without your girl co-signing for you to drive, you still be on that bus stop with them bus dollars, and that same 20 wouldn't even give you a chance to holler. Brothers, keep it real. I know sex appeal, but it ain't always about sex appeal. See, that 20 gon' stay in the field, but that 80 won't treat you like less than a man because you show you feel, because she know you real, and she knows even thugs shed tears. Nah, not saying you a thug, but that 80 gonna always put you above and let you know that even when you don't know it, you're always being loved. Brothers, get a clue. Just because it's cool, you ain't always gotta have a dip, breezy, baby mama thought a boo. But on the other hand, these women nowadays are so disrespectful, they don't even care if you're somebody's man. They just want a chance to intervene on her plans. Hey, you know what they say, the grass is always greener, a little bit cleaner, and right now some 20 is trying to Hurricane Katrina. Your man's demeanor, I have him put her instead of you on the passenger side of that Beamer. So it's up to y'all 80s to jump in like FEMA and spin these 20s around like a ballerina. Vamonos. Hasta la vista. Let it know that you is on you, senorita. Okay, ma? It's a war going on outside. And the 20s outnumber the 80s by a landslide. And still getting bigger. With every young girl looking for a man to compliment her figure. With every woman still searching for a father. With every female who put her self-worth in the form of Gucci, Louis, and Prada. So yeah, it's a war between the 80s and 20s going on. And I ask you ladies, I said I ask you ladies, Chatty Catties, I ask you, which side will you belong? 80s and 20s. Peace out, y'all.
And welcome back to Chatty Catties. Again, I would like to thank our sponsors for tuning into our show today and for sponsoring this show as well. Our first sponsor was the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in downtown Chicago. Our second sponsor was Cornucopia Productions. And our third sponsor was my dad. Thank you so much also for sponsoring today's show. Now, we do have a very, very special guest here with us today, and I'm really excited because I've known this person for so many years. He is my husband, Geronimo Speaks. He is the CEO and founder of Solace Coalition, and he's also going to be performing for us a little bit later on today in the show. How are you doing today, Mr. Geronimo?
I'm good.
Awesome. Now, it is definitely cold and flu season, ladies, and it's definitely going around. So, Ms. Donta, do you have any tips or any home remedies you can give us to keep ourselves well for this cold weather?
I do.
Awesome.
Well, if you know me, I'm like a no medicine type of person unless, totally necessary. So, for those of you who may not have heard about bee pollen is basically like taking a dose of your environment and put it inside of you almost like a shot that you give to children. So bee pollen is my first suggestion, not only for prevention, but as well as well care. And then my second one would be echinacea. Actually, the two
what is it
together,
called? Echinacea?
Okay. Don't ask me to spell that, girl. E-C-H-I-N-E, yeah, echinacea. Okay, girl, listen. It's E-C-H-I-N-E-A-C-A, I'm pretty sure, but echinacea. But, and somebody gonna be like, girl, you dropped the ass, shut up. Echinacea. It basically is a boost to your immune system itself. So one, basically, like people give you the flu shot, all those shots are actually giving you the virus. The bee pollen is basically saying, hey, this is your environment, because bees do what? They pollinate. So that's why it's bee pollen. It takes to put the environment inside of you. Echinacea is a boost to your immune system. So you put them two together, and it puts your immune system on like 100,000, because that's the only thing that's really happening when you get the flu or any other bug. Your immune system is being attacked, and your immune system is trying to fight back things like lack of rest, poor nutrition, which a lot of us who get out here and hustle have. You have no fight. These give you fight to prevent it, as well as when you get it. Like I was just in bed all day, Friday? Because I had to hang up my cape. Sometimes you got to put your cape in the washer and get rest, because that's a part of it. And I took my bee pollen, my echinacea, and then of course my favorite, tea and honey. And I'm back to 100%. So for flu season, get you some bee pollen and some echinacea. And you can find that everywhere.
So the echinacea and the bee pollen, you can go to like
Walgreens, Walmart. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bougie when it comes to my stuff. Now my echinacea I'll get from Walmart, any wellness place. But the bee pollen I've found, if it's not the bees, it's not as potent. There's actually like little beads versus the capsule. The capsule, I'll take it, but I've taken bee pollen in the form of beads, shout out to my little brother, for food poisoning, and felt the difference. Like it's that potent. So basically the beads are more potent versus the capsules,
Wow.
Be different between taking some Vicodin and a Tylenol, I guess.
Okay. I'm so used to like taking Tylenol and Advil and just,
Because you're just basically getting through the symptoms. You're not kicking it out. This stuff is saying get out of here, basically getting your antibodies up to say to actually win the fight. That stuff is just getting your symptoms, is getting you through versus getting it over. That's why I don't like taking medicine, because it's not getting me healed, it's just getting me through. And I'd rather heal.
Nice. Awesome. So those are very helpful, right, ladies and gentlemen?
His face is gone. I don't understand.
You know what I did to combat the flu and stuff before I got it? I got a flu shot.
I guess you maybe didn't see that girl who only can walk backwards now, but.
can only walk backwards.
There is a really big, some people, based on your DNA.
Are you one of the conspiracy?
But that's not because of the flu shot.
She said it was.
Okay, being an African American male, you should know that in our African American male children, shots, immunizations, do cause Down syndrome in a small percentage. You should do your research. I am by far not a conspiracy theorist. I, however, am educated on certain things. So that's just like the way that they give us, what are they called? Antibiotics for everything. You do know that we've created superbugs, correct? The fact that they're telling you to stop using antibiotic soap because we're creating superbugs. So
because it breaks down what's naturally on your skin.
Exactly. So no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm
using soap?
I'm educated.
Like
antibacterial soap. There you go, antibacterial soap.
And the hand sanitizer.
So
But I'm educated.
The viruses are evolving, basically.
Exactly. So now what they used to could give you an antibody for, antibiotic, they can't.
In one because they don't know what's out there
The
anymore.
strain that's out now is not the
That's
one that
too
they
much.
gave flu
Yeah.
shots for. So
Yep.
people that went and got flu shots are still getting sick.
But if
don't
we
know
were
because
educated,
The flu shot that they put inside of them is not the strain that's
So
out.
do y'all think?
So it's really
Do y'all think like the flu is like one of them? The flu shot is one of them things that they inject Down syndrome or autism or things
No,
like
I
that
don't
into
think
our
well,
kids?
the flu shot has a lot of bad side effects. This is the thing. Just be as informed as you possibly
Right.
can. I trust my medical professionals with my life. If I need a surgery, et cetera, but I want to be, if I'm
Be
going to have
aware.
the surgery, I'm going to be informed about the surgery. What are the possible side effects? What are the best procedures versus just letting my doctor come up with my health care? I should be a part. So that's all I'm saying. So when you go get your babies these shots, be aware. Some of that
Know
stuff
what's
is
in
not
it.
needed. What is this?
Know
What are you
what's in
doing
it,
to my
yeah.
child?
Right.
What caused this? That's all I'm saying. So with the flu
So
shot,
how do you versus with that type of belief? But you need to have
so the belief
shots
to be informed, because it's not a religious
No,
belief
no,
at all.
I'm saying no. I'm talking about just your belief. I'm not like I'm saying with your beliefs as far as shots is concerned. How do you combat the you need to
There's a waiver.
immunizations?
There's a waiver.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't
There's a
need it.
waiver. Now,
I
granted,
thought you had to
there's
have that for school.
there's a
and stuff
waiver.
certain
like
ones you
that.
have
They don't
to
tell
have.
No, no,
you
no,
you
there's
have to
a
have a
waiver.
waiver. There's a waiver
There's a
available,
waiver.
but
Now my son he did get his shots, but my niece and nephews do not. Now there will be, after when I have more children, there will be some I opt not to get just because what I know about them.
and you can.
You know, and you can, and your children will be able to go to school.
Okay.
You know, so there's certain ones that I'm just like, no, you're not giving my
So
child.
is them open records for the other parents? For like, so say these other parents adamantly believes in getting shots, and you don't, then will they be able to say, hey, is there any kids in here who waived their shots because I don't want my child?
But
in
you,
that
but your
classroom?
child is protected. Mine isn't. You have no worries. I do. Your home gets chicken pox and my child doesn't have the shot. My child is at risk. I don't put your child at risk whatsoever. See, and
Well,
that's
I thought it was still a
but,
risk
but
that they
no,
could
but
get.
that's what they
Well,
lead
like
us to
the
believe.
means
The
of certain
opposite.
things, I think.
So it's,
Depending on
it's
what
my
you-
child that
what
I'm
you
quote
abstain
unquote
from.
putting at risk.
Okay.
But when the last time you seen the chicken pox?
Well, I guess the bottom line is do your
And
research.
it's shingles now and
Right.
measles.
Do your research, or whatever you put into your body, into your kids, do your research. But I want to talk about something that is also very serious as well. Now, there's a lot of rape allegations in the entertainment industry. I was on the computer the other day, and there was a long list of names of celebrities who are being accused, or they are being accused of rape, or they assaulted someone in some specific way. Now, rape is definitely something you don't take lightly, and it is something that's very serious. But for me, of course, you need proof or some kind of evidence to show that you were raped, because there's so many people coming out saying, oh, I was raped by this person, or I was raped by that person, and some people wait so many years to finally, admit to being raped. My question is, I understand how or why a person would wait so long, because maybe they were afraid to come out and say anything, but at the same time, wouldn't the proof be gone by then? Because you have to run a rape kit, and you know that whole thing.
They usually keep that stuff. Like it's a.
But what if you don't keep it?
If you don't go to the hospital or nothing.
See, I think it goes. Well, first of all, there's 2 rapes. There's rape and then there's date rape. And I think these are date rape cases. Date rape is when you know the person. I think when we think of rape, we think of a stranger attacking somebody, you know, kind of dragging them to a private area and taking sex from them. I think that's the way we kind of associate rape. But there's date rape, meaning you can know the person. You can be out with them, hanging out. Y'all can be drinking, you know, start touchy-feely on each other.
Times.
And then you can get to that point where y'all right there at that act and say no, and they like, psh, and keep going. The moment you say no, or you like, you know what, you pull back and the other person doesn't cooperate or kind of like, you know, they see that you're not really trying to do this and they continue to pursue it, then that's when it becomes date rape.
But see, this
And I think a lot
that
of
I
people
seen pick up was a little different than date
It
rape.
has evolved.
Now, because my thing is, I don't care how long someone comes out to say they were raped. If they were raped, they were raped, and I won't ask you for proof because there is a certain mentality that comes with it. You may be ashamed, you may be fearful, whatever. But the particular situation that started was with a big name producer, from my understanding, and it started to roll.
Well, no, you got before you got.
Well, no, I'm just saying this last little, this little.
It started off.
Hold on.
It started off with Bill Cosby.
Well, no, before, even with him, but no, see, but after
So what
him,
proof do you have that he actually did?
Well,
it?
no,
To
well,
me,
this
that's
is-
different.
Well, this
What
is my
proof?
answer.
Do you have?
This is what I'm stating. With these particular entertainment rapes, what they're suggesting, now Cosby was different. With this last role that started was influence rape them, which I don't agree. I'm sorry. It's he had a part.
Like Russell
and he
Simmons.
said, and then I thought I had to say, yeah, I wasn't going to get the part. No, you slept for that part. I'm sorry. This is what it is.
That's Harvey.
So
Weinstein
they're
and
saying their
Russell
influence
Simmons.
raped
Well,
him. He
So
knew
there's a
who he was,
difference
but
between that. There's a
he
difference
asked me to
between
give him
rape.
this sexual favor. I was there auditioning for this big role, and
then
while I was auditioning,
years
he was like,
later,
well,
then-
can I
and
get some
then-
head? And I said, yeah, because I thought I couldn't say no, I wasn't going to get the part. You did not get raped. You may was, blackballed for a part, but
Sexually coerced.
You could have
It's
left.
different. It's
You could have
different.
decided, you know what? I'll do it. I'll take another route, which may have been hard or may have never happened. But you can't call that rape. Rape is rape. That is something else. Which, in a civil case, I do believe you can file for that, but you're not criminal.
I think
'Cause that's
I believe there's a difference, though.
That's not rape.
Is when you in jail,
But that's-
or you have sex with your
But that's
CO,
almost like sexist,
or-
though.
You know what I
If
mean?
I come and I'm African American, I
But you can't go to
apply
jail
for a
for being
role,
sexist, you know
but
what
I
I mean?
can sue
Right,
you.
right.
So if I come, I want a role, you offer a sexual favor for it, I can sue you.
What
That's
what
what
it-
I'm
what-
saying.
I think it's a combination.
But you
of
can't
There's a
plaster rape
difference
on that.
between rape and sexual misconduct.
Right. And
There's
it's
a
more
difference.
misconduct.
They're
They call it
both wrong.
Right.
But I believe a lot of stuff that's stemming now is from the 70s, back when the Quaalude era, when everybody was doing drugs and touchy-feely and doing things like that.
touchy-feely
It's
now.
still not okay,
Right.
but at the same time, it was like that was the era.
And
So
we weren't
now-
equal either, as
Exactly.
we are,
so
and we
now
still
that we
fighting
are
to be.
evolving, it was still probably some harassment going on. There was still probably some coercion going on because people were in different positions of power. But at the same time, I think the media is great at tailoring.
Because you can't call that rape and you met me at a hotel over 20 times over these years. I'm sorry.
Right.
But I'm just, like you said,
look, you
sexual
agreed.
misconduct and rape, R-A-P-E, and I'm pretty sure rape
Right.
victims may feel some type of way if you're telling me you got all of these big roles and you are lights, glitz, and glam around your name because of the sexual
Well, some of
favors
them,
you've given.
some of them didn't pan out to be anything.
So,
some of them
right.
slept with these producers or
Right.
these,
I think,
and then they didn't make it.
So you're
Right.
upset, and you
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Look, this is what's deeper. Like, you know what I mean? And I could be just a conspiracy theorist right here. You know what I'm saying? One, we're in the age of rape culture. That's rape culture. Two, they are trying to what's the word? They trying to desensitize us from rape. You know what I'm saying? Like how they desensitize us from death. You know what I mean?
and
They
suicide.
like they are literally trying to get a law passed with men that grown
sleep with
men
children.
that can sleep with children.
it's
saying
going
that it's
to be a sexual. It's called what are they gonna call it? Pedosexual or something?
yeah,
They-
pedosexual.
something-
Yeah,
that's
pedosexual law.
ridiculous.
So they trying
But
to
guess
pass
what?
that.
It's some
But
people
see,
with
it
some
stems.
money,
But
and money moves things.
And you know who got the money? Donald
pedophiles.
Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, when he said to grab them by their private part, that's where it started. And then you got these women, like they knew these women was gonna come out and say Donald Trump, so they jumped ahead of the ball.
Or the fact that the music all lines up with sex for favor.
Exactly.
I think that we are in a world that we live, or today's culture, it's like sexual misconduct is almost a part of the norm. When these allegations started, first, what was it, the Weinstein, it's 100 and counting. And every week, every morning I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, somebody else is new. But
from no names to high A-list celebrities.
These are all, these are not like you said, some are high pro celebrities, politicians, judges. These are all men on this list that they showed. They're all men in power, in positions. That's what I said. And I don't
Trump
think that
is the
every
head
producer
of that.
said, hey, you got to do this to get this role. I think they have them young. They come in, they're young. They dangle their career, their future in front of them. You want this? How badly do you want it? He doesn't have to tell you, oh, do this.
Exactly.
He basically sees
the
how
question
badly
is,
do
too,
you
is
want
where
this.
is the parents at? Like
But
a
it's
lot
not
of
even
these.
about parents. These are grown women. As somebody
No,
that,
I'm saying a lot of these are grown people now.
Right.
A lot of these situations happen. I was 15. I was 14. I was 13.
So,
a lot of these situations happen with teenagers and children, and like with Kevin Spacey. You know what I'm saying? That the boy that he raped was supposed to have went to his hotel room for a cast party, and then he went. It was boring, so he went into the room in the bedroom and fell asleep, and then woke up to Kevin Spacey on top of him.
Like you said, where are the parents?
But then it even started before that with Africa Bambaataa. He raped your favorite rapper. He probably raped him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
It's still back in
But,
that era
right.
where kids were also
Right.
allowed to just.
Is he in jail? Okay, but
Is he
then
in
we
jail?
also
No.
have to think of this.
But
as,
there's things that people will give it all to be famous or to get where they want, including their parents. I'm not going to drop names.
But then what about you
one
gotta
of our
say the
favorite R&B singers, R&B, singers legend.
R.
You know what I
Kelly.
mean? I wouldn't go drop names. We said we was working on that. But one of our R&B singers,
we can't drop names?
okay. He was given to another big name child to be his wife, and after her there was another child. Those parents agreed, which is sad for the child, but we have to understand.
But it's rape culture. Because before that, what about the Catholic priests?
But even before that, you have to remember this was a culture. My mother would give me to you if you were stable.
That's
the
true.
whole point was, he has
and that's
land,
still going
animals.
on.
Right.
Well,
that's still going
who you marry, and I'd
in
be a
the Deep
child, and he
South,
would be in
like,
his 40s.
But I think some of these people are coming out saying, I was raped just for money.
Of course.
I don't even think it's all
And
about
for
money.
publicity.
I think some of it, I'm
What
sure.
proof
I don't
is
think
it?
every
They
woman
said
on
it's-
unless
there
you
is
actually
valid.
were there
I
and
think
you
some of
witnessed
them
They say
coming
it's the
from a
Me-
hurt place, you didn't
it's-
get the role.
It's the
he
Me
didn't
Too
deal with you.
culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just was Lifetime Person of the Year was the Me Too culture.
But let me ask you
Everybody
this
is
though, if
jumping
y'all
on-
hear somebody saying in the entertainment industry they were raped, do you automatically believe they were raped?
I feel like you should do the just.
I think you should.
I think rape is
do
such
But
a
how do
heavy-
you know if
when
you
you
wasn't
say-
there?
Okay,
I
You didn't
don't want to
witness
question
anything.
somebody who has
Exactly.
been in that
Somebody
position.
that's
So my first thing
somebody
is,
that's a predator.
I'm going to take your word, but then you,
Until I find
unfortunately, in the law of order, you have to prove that. Now, I'm not going to question you because I don't have that right. But if you're going to ask for criminal charges to be brought, even civil, you hold the burden of proving this.
But
I don't
we
think
had a
I
we
have
had
a
a
right to ask
we
somebody
had a
that
point
happened
now
to.
where somebody say, oh, he touched me, and
Both persons
the
should be-
studio is like, you're fired.
Because both-
you got
okay,
it, you got
okay,
it,
my
you gone.
take-
You know
I'm
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say that.
Okay.
My concern with that is that look how it's evolved. Now, if a man say you look really nice in that dress, it's like, oh my God, I gotta sue him because he talked to me inappropriately. Chivalry is already dying. Now, can you imagine?
The Snoop Dogg thing.
Men are not gonna want to say anything.
Even
He
beyond
told
that,
the
You know
camera
what I mean?
girl that
That's-
she was
How
fit.
ridiculous is
And
that?
she like,
But it was way worse. I just saw an interview with I'm sorry, this is like Mike Tyson. And he was talking to a girl, and she asked him a question. She was an interviewer, and he was like, excuse me, I can't answer you because like
I don't get time for
want
this.
to. No, he was like, I want to fornicate with you. These were his words. I want to fornicate with you.
Who said that, Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson. And they got this. He's like, I want to fornicate with you, and it was okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There was nobody
Okay,
said
wait,
nothing to him.
but did
It was
y'all
okay.
see that?
Like,
Well, I
nobody-
guess
that
maybe
said
because
that?
of how he answered. He
That-
told
but the
her
meme
he
showed
didn't
a
want to
ugly
answer the
person.
question because of the fornication, because it made him feel some way.
No, he said he wants to. He
No,
said,
I'm
I
saying, so,
wanted-
you know, that
I mean,
means he wants to get aroused, whatever. So answering that question may open up the doorway. So he told her,
Yeah.
I want to fornicate with you,
But
so I
who
want to answer that.
determines?
The
Who is
meme.
determining though?
The meme
Who the
laugh.
whether it's inappropriate or not?
It was a joke, but it was so real. It was somebody unattractive telling a girl, "Oh my goodness, that dress, huh?" You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
and then the unattractive person said, and she said sexual. It said flirting with the attractive male, and it said sexual harassment with the unattractive male. My thing
But you
is,
can
and I've
sexually
even-
harass somebody with your eyes. Like if you walk up like,
But that's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
thing.
Like, you
What
could-
is sexual harassment? It's
That's what I said.
defining
Who
these
determines?
things.
It makes it seem as if money, status, and
It's
your
a-
looks are what get you past, you know, being inappropriate.
You grab it
Because
by
you
the
look
coochie.
good.
I agree
You
with
know?
that. I think that's the key to it. If a man has money and he's, you know, other people know he has money, he
Well,
can
that's-
say
that-
something
that's classism.
inappropriate.
But not right
Like-
now,
And
because
people-
now I'm gonna
it
get me
is.
some
Well,
fame
yeah.
and dollars out of
before
it.
all these allegations came out,
well,
a man, a boss, a CEO,
it
whatever.
just, you know
can
what?
say
It just,
something
I'm sorry,
and
it just don't belong in the workplace. Period.
But
You
it-
feel me?
it happens all the time.
I know. I'm saying. So we talk about chivalry and we talk about compliment. Just don't do it. Like
But then-
I'm not here to.
but-
I'm not here to tell you how
That
pretty you
brings
look
us to
today,
one other.
and you're not
Men
here to
get
be pretty
sexually
for me.
harassed
You know what I'm
too.
saying?
Okay.
And I know somebody out there like shout out.
I mean,
Men
Terry
get sexually harassed
Crews,
too.
he just got sexually
Yeah.
harassed by an executive, and then he's suing.
So
He's
but this is
suing
my thing.
And
Now,
everybody looking at him like he's crazy. for
It
doing
lays
for-
in our lap then. If we're going to say sexual harassment is anytime you bring sex into the workplace, it lands in every one of our laps who have a workplace. If someone gives you an inappropriate compliment, then you then correct it.
But that's
If not, you're a
that's
part of the
subjective.
problem.
That's subjective. Like
But that's the
inappropriate, it could be like you said, inappropriate.
But you said
handsome,
anything sexual.
anything sexual
So
just
that
don't belong
means
in the
if you
workplace.
say anything
But-
sexual to me, I
okay.
should correct it.
But
What's determined
as
sexual?
sexual.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You should
Anything
just.
with sex of
It
sexual
just don't
nature.
belong in a.
I
You
mean,
don't. You
what
don't
about
gotta.
depending on
It's the
what if I
wordplay.
didn't
It's
mean
how
that, but
you
And
you
you
thought
say
I
you were
meant that.
insinuating.
You don't gotta
But I
correct.
didn't-
You don't gotta compliment. Listen,
You know back
You ain't
door.
gotta compliment me. You ain't gotta. I'm not like you feel like when she get up and she get dressed for work. I'll be like, you're looking a little really nice today, yo. You need to cut that out. Like you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, nah, you going to work. Chill.
But
Go
what's
to
wrong
work.
with her going to work looking? I should be able to come to work and look how I want to, and I should not
It's
have to
a-
feel
yo,
somebody
the-
gonna make a sexual comment. If you like what I
I feel
have
like
on,
that's
you should
not.
be able
I
to
feel,
say.
now I
"You look
disagree
nice."
with that. I
What-
feel like you shouldn't come to work looking how you want to. You should come to work looking presentable for your job.
So as
You know
a
what I'm saying?
teacher,
What's presentable
as
to
a
you may
teacher,
not
I
be
can't wear a
presentable
pencil
to me.
skirt and a nice blouse.
Right,
and
because
some
I can
heels.
put on a nice dress, and I
shouldn't
think
matter
it
what
looks
you wear.
nice.
You shouldn't be a distraction. You know what
But
I'm
my
saying?
distraction, and I'm distracted by somebody coming in here with their shirt hanging out and their pants all wrinkled. It's distracting me because I can understand why you couldn't take
Well, that's
2 more
that's
minutes
due to your
and put it
that's
together.
due to your preference about
So I should ask all men
messiness
to
and
be
cleanliness.
Right,
Sure,
but I'm
because
just
they're
saying as far as
But-
what's appropriate to somebody
Gerard,
who
I have to
doesn't
ask all men
dress.
to be short because they're distractions.
See, but that's your personal preference.
Right.
I'm talking about the universal law of
What's the universal law?
The universal law of if you coming in here dressed a certain type of
What's
way,
a certain
it's
way?
an arousal. If you come here showing skin,
That doesn't-
if you come here showing
That
hips,
is
if you
that is
showing
a male's way. That's
universal
how,
law.
Okay,
Men
but
rule
that's
the
the
world.
problem.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Men
Like,
are the
men
ones
rule the
that
world.
normally
do.
the
Men
ones
run
that
the
say
world. Like, you know what I'm
inappropriate
saying?
things.
They
If
do.
I see
This
a
is
woman,
skin.
I beg your
she
pardon.
can be small.
That's-
She can
you
have on a
can't
dress.
be a
compliment you,
teacher and
something.
dress in that.
Why not?
That she can't be a teacher dressing that.
Why?
Because it's a distraction.
Her shoulder.
But guess
It's
what?
it's sexual.
Okay, Geronimo.
What if I
I got
don't
a
You
great
guys see my
example.
shirt?
You could dress in
He
that.
said as a
You know what I'm saying?
teacher,
It's not too
I
sexy.
can't
It got
It's
a
not
shirt.
too sexy. It's-
This is
it's-
not.
this-
My
this
shirt is
shirt.
not appropriate
But
for a
even
class.
this-
Exactly.
But let
You know
me
what I
say
mean?
this.
This when I'm not pregnant, it would
It
be
fit
more
her body.
fitted.
Exactly.
So,
It shows
Then
off
that's
her
a no.
curve. All right.
So
I need
hide
to,
your body so other people won't be.
So they won't be bothered by what you look like.
Well, so they won't
That's what you're
sexually
saying.
harass you.
Not so they won't sexually harass you, so it won't become a distraction. Because then we sitting up in here, we
So
going
for the
going down a rabbit hole right now. We're saying,
if you are somebody
For the voluptuous woman, she has to hide her body.
No, I'm saying, listen.
Buy her clothes 2-3 times bigger, because if you got a butt, you got a butt.
I'm saying we're going down a rabbit hole of, well, what is sexual harassment, and what can't you say, or what can't you say? But if you just knock it all out of,
how about this? If you see a woman, how about don't say nothing? And then that way you don't have to worry about it.
It's accountabilities on both sides of, hey, you don't say anything. You don't say anything. You see a woman, you don't say anything. You don't say anything when you see a woman and she's dressed a certain type of way, but then in the same, on the other
So what about those who have gotten raped and sexual harassed in jogging pants and a t-shirt?
Well, in every culture you have predators. You know what I'm saying? You have
so you're telling me to not become prey,
for a man perspective,
I should put on camouflage.
No, it ain't no way to prevent becoming prey, because everybody is either prey or predator. A predator become prey today, and some prey could become predator today. It's what type of mindset
But you're
you got.
saying that.
On
no,
one
I'm not.
hand, though,
I'm
you're
saying that
you're subjective, but then on the
I'm
other
saying
hand,
that it's certain
not.
places where you dress a certain type of way. You can't
don't
walk
think
into
you can
can't talk into a mom.
I don't think
they can wear wherever they want. They can wear
Meaning-
whatever they want, wherever
Okay,
they
as
want.
I told my daughter, somebody that's a size 0 can wear a pair of leggings and a little shirt, and it will not look the same on somebody that's a size 5 versus somebody that's a 9. So again, it's anybody can wear whatever they want. You may see something like, oh, that's too sexy. It's a pencil skirt and a button up, but she has curves. So it looks different versus somebody who doesn't have curves. I should be able to wear whatever I want, you and anybody else, and not be sexually harassed, not feel some type of way. If a man is in the presence, he should be able to look and keep it moving. If you get that bothered, that's something
But
with
a man
that
can
person.
sexually harass you
On
with their
that note,
eyes.
you all, this is something we. I'm loving this a lot. We can definitely
I
talk
want
about
a petition
this.
for an hour.
We can talk about this.
Get this.
Pay for an hour.
We can talk about this all day, but I want to get to Mr. Geronimo once again for, come on the stage and perform for us again. Yes, are you ready to?
Yeah, we
Do
can
you think
perform. Yeah, I'm
What
down
you doing
for
for us
it.
now?
I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying?
You should be.
I'm gonna trip you when you get out.
After all that talk, you said,
I'll help you fall and not be nervous.
I'm gonna start my car, just roll it, and just
Are
jump
you ready?
in it while
Are
it's
you ready
riding.
to perform for us one more time?
Sure, I'll perform again for you guys.
Awesome.
Thank
So,
you.
coming to the stage once again, he is the CEO and founder of his organization, Solace Coalition. He is also a talented musician. He is a great poet and a wonderful husband.
Thank
So,
you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm pretty good at being a husband.
yes, he is.
pretty good.
So, once again, I present to some and introduce to others, none other than Geronimo.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation, and every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through, because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
If I awoke like Eddie Murphy in 1,000 words, but with only 500 words left, now I wouldn't be depressed, but I'd search for you to use them last words to be professed. My love, 'cause shorty, you got me obsessed. The mere thought of you relieves all stress, and it gives me a feeling like I owe you. My heart's in debt. Everything else is inept. Granted, my life ain't picture perfect, but if I was to picture perfect, I'll picture you. 'Cause you're a work of art like a Mona Lisa down to a Kodak picture too. You made this man grow. Anything else but love I ain't trying to hear. Van Gogh. Shorty, you a masterpiece like a Picasso. And if that makes me not so hard, so? See, I trade these wheat Timbs for weekends, these baggy jeans for magic sings, and these fitted hats, well, for fitted hats. See, not that I'm trying to put hats over you, it's just symbolic to our love that's overdue. See, just like fitteds, you stay on my brain. But on the front end, I'm repping your team. See, you put me in a new era, and if I snap back, you make me throw back mine, you open my lids. I can't fight it, it is what it is. I'm just trying to say we fitted for each other, that's all. Besides, if I didn't wear a cap, when you cook, clean, Converse, make love like no other woman can do, how could I honestly say, hats off? See, I supported these women, but they never gave back support like a bar stool. That's why love songs constantly play while we driving. That be the cartoons. See, I never wanted to be an American dad. Thought the fellas are looking at me as a simp, son. Now when I think about the Futurama, I'm happy to be a family guy. It's so real, this family life. I want to be your Martin, Gina. The Tommy Bonds to your Keisha. The meal house to your Lisa. The passport to your visa, yeah. True with me as we vacate shattered hearts and pierce souls like poison darts and into legion fields of Greek gods of myths where fairies play with nymphs and turmoil we forget as we bask in this poetic bliss. I know I don't usually talk like this, but I would be remiss in repeating it if I didn't inquire in these sentences the full depths of our love. Yeah. At times I play the thug, but heaven must got a ghetto, where angels sing in unison at falsetto, and I hear melodic notes every time I see you in stilettos. And to be honest, at first the boy wasn't real like the doll made by Geppetto, but you made me a man, standing against Satan and kneeling to the great I am. So poke me on Facebook and send me a personal I am. Change your relationship status to forever, and indulge me in a silly, awkward love like Hillary and Trevor. And if you feel it, scream our love from the Eiffel to the Willis, and no one would ever hush you. So if I had 500 words left, my last 3 would be, I love you. Peace.